Hey everyone, and welcome back to the Daily Update by 1000 Day Challenge. This is day 895, so let's get things started. Alright, so first and foremost, equity remains the same. Like what I mentioned, I'm not entering any trades right now, and it's been for quite some time, like what I mentioned, simply because on the 4 hour and daily chart, I don't see much of a great setup. But bearing in mind, if you look in terms of, say, on the daily chart for the S&P 500 itself, we do see a continuation yesterday, and now we're seeing the rejection. But bearing in mind, the key thing is we're definitely clearing confirming the fact that 200 extra simple moving average on the daily chart is definitely a point or region of resistance itself. So this is the first retest, second retest, is the third retest itself. So very much, I would say that getting rejected on the first drop is very much in the norm. The question is, will we be heavily rejected? In which case, we can swing towards the downside if and only if we break this swing low over here. Otherwise, potentially, I still do think that consolidation over here will be a very good sign for a strong break towards the upside and then to retest over this 4K mark itself, which in this case, we have a very momentum shift if we do break above that strongly in that sense. All right, similarly for Nasdaq itself, we do see the resistance region over here, rejection, rejection, support, support. And then now it break below, we are potentially finding another resistance itself. In which case, we do find that we have a shoulder hit and a potential shoulder forming itself. And if we do break over here itself, it definitely be a very bearish sign, and we could break a potential high over here and will translate to the potentially the 9K region itself, or even potentially towards the 7.7K region itself. So that's very much in the likelihood of making if we do break the low over here and with conviction below this 10.4K region itself. All right, and then moving along to ASHR itself, we are seeing a weak candlestick right now, but definitely we do see a very clear consolidation and then a break above the 200 exponential moving average on the daily chart, which is definitely some signs of strength. So this is very first sign of goodness itself. So shift of momentum is potentially there, but bearing in mind we could have completed the first leading wave diagonal itself, in which case we get a very decent retracement. But as long as we do not break below the low of over here itself, I still do think that we have a very strong likelihood for bounce. In fact, we don't even break below this low or even the below the 50 simple moving average on daily chart, that will be extremely bullish sign. All right, and then in the case of the KMA itself, retracement over here is definitely extremely healthy. I did say that even though we consolidate over here, it's not as strong as the base over here, and retesting over here and showing signs of strength will be extremely good sign. But if we do break below here, which is both the 20 exponential moving average on the daily chart and also a point of potential resistance and support, then there will be a very bearish sign in that sense. All right, and then in terms of Bitcoin itself, definitely you're potentially on a very strong green bullish candlestick, but definitely, like what I mentioned, this is definitely a point of contention. I don't expect it to break on the first try, especially when coming in on more like an exponential basis. So generally, when we come to break resistances itself, two kind of setup is most likely. One is the fact that it's slow and steady, which means we gain slow and strong momentum. The other way to break it is multiple retests of the same zone, which is basically like you hitting, say, 50 pound, 50 pound, 50 pound strength in a sense, and slowly breaks the wall pieces or resistances pieces by pieces itself. So there's another way of breaking it. The other way is you coil up the energy and it works like a spring and then just a burst of a strong energy itself. So if you do this kind of a one-shot string, it's basically like there's insufficient coil or the distance from the wall itself to where you actually started coiling isn't too far. So by the time it disperses its energy there, it is really lacks energy in that sense. So in this kind of analogy itself, retracement over here will definitely still remains healthy as long as you maintain above 20 exponential moving average and the 50 simple moving average on the daily chart. So if that's it, I've come to the end of today. If you guys have any questions, feel free to drop by your comments below. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Take care. Bye-bye.